Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Mary Jo Snyder. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States in upstate New York. A little bit of sunshine finally going on. I know we're supposed to get some rain later. Maybe we'll even bypass that. Who knows? Tomorrow's supposed to be a lovely day for the Memorial Day weekend. And at this time, I would like to thank all of our fallen soldiers and their families who sacrificed, and our soldiers who made the biggest sacrifice for our freedom. It's something that I do not take for granted. It's just I'm grateful for the freedoms that we do have and for the pride that I have for living in such an amazing country, even regardless of how things are today. But we have come. I don't know. I'm just so grateful for our veterans and for those that sacrificed for our freedom. So, hello, Maggie. I saw you pop on. Thank you for being here. I am here on YouTube. I'm going to share this over to my Facebook group. I actually advised people when I was going live so they can find me over here. I really don't feel like fussing right now. Besides, they just have to click a link and they'll find me right here. So, um, I need to come up with a definite schedule. I think and I'll post it because there are things I think people are wondering where to find me, go live, and all that stuff. So I need to formulate a permanent schedule of where I'm going to go live and then where I'm going to share it and all that fun stuff. So I have been making swaps like crazy. I had team swaps. I also was asked, so grateful, to be a part of a swap group, which I'm thrilled that this person reached out to me. I'm currently not a leader, but I was asked to participate in a leader swap because I had been a leader and I kind of just am starting over. So, and that's okay. I'm in a good place and I'm very happy. So, the in colors are so amazing. I finished up the cards and I'll show you those cards that I started the last time I think I was doing a video with the in colors. I will share a photo or I will share my swap card, my team swap, because I'm going to actually do that in a separate video. I want to try and do another reel, trying to get acclimated to doing all these things here on YouTube and other places. But I learned the most amazing fun fold, but I need a bigger piece of designer series paper than what I have. So I will share that in another video as well. So this is going to be, well, you know what? I think at the end we can just make it. It doesn't make a difference, right? I don't know. We'll see because I didn't finish my prototype. So look forward to that. Maybe that'll be my hoping to dive into your stash tomorrow. Yay. I have a very quiet weekend. I don't have any plans for the holiday weekend other than I'm going to attempt to walk down to the cemetery where they have the Memorial Day honoring of our of Memorial Day, and it's a little ways away from my house, not too bad, but I want to try and walk the full block since I have this 20-mile hike coming in August. I've been diligent this week in trying to meet all of my exercise rings on my watch. I think I missed one day by like 3 minutes of my 30-minute of exercise, but that's okay. We're getting there. I will be full ready when the time comes and hopefully no injuries, knock on wood, between now and then, that the summer is clear of injuries and I can really participate in this event because I'm super excited about it. And it's just was on my bucket list for a couple of years now. And the first time I wanted to do it, I had an issue and I couldn't. So I had to sell my ticket. So anyway, enough of that. We're going to play with some ribbon too. I was watching a video and I was really intrigued. So I'm going to try and do something, but I'm not 100% sure it's going to work out. But we're going to give it a go here on my video. I do not have any coffee this morning. I am desperate for payday. I need to get to the store. I have some coffee, but it's just not my I'm such a snob when it comes to my coffee, but yeah. So there's that. I'm drinking water. I had my protein shake and here we are. So let's get you pointed down so that we can enjoy some time crafting with these beautiful new colors, and so that you can move on with your, hey Susan, welcome, so that you can move on with your day, and hopefully there's some crafting in the remainder of your weekend. So if so, let me know what you're up to. Do you have family picnics going on? Are you meeting with friends for picnicking? All that stuff. That's one thing that I absolutely loved doing for these types of holidays. Memorial Day, um, Labor Day, 4th of July, all those holidays for recognizing so many important things in our lives with these holidays. But it was always nice to have a picnic with family and have the best hot dogs and hamburgers. And I'm craving my pretzel salad jello thing, so I've got to make that because my son loves it. It'll be next weekend though when I get to it, when I actually have a little wiggle room with some funds to go get some groceries to make those extra things, because right now I just have enough to food prep and have lunches for the week and dinners and whatnot. So the struggle is real. The struggle is real. My go-to coffee is hazelnut. I actually had hazelnut coffee this morning. It's just, I don't have K-cups. And I know that sounds terrible, but I have a brand of K-cups I absolutely love, and they're local. And it is Finger Lakes Brew, not Finger Lakes Brewing. Hey Beth, welcome. And Pat, I just read your comment. I love like caramel and um just frothy lattes and double shots of espresso, and I like going to places. I spend a little extra on coffee, but it is the one thing that I truly do spoil myself with, and that is my coffee. It's just, I have a love for it. So, all right, let's get you flipped around and pointed down. I am freezing this morning. There's outside, you can see some blue sky, and that line right there, that's my laundry line. But you can see if I zoomed in, there is a hole in that tree. It's a dead ash tree. All those ash beetles really tore up the trees and all that stuff in our yard. And Nigel had taken some time to cut stuff down a couple years ago, if not, yeah. And there was a huge tree in the front yard that he cut down as well. So that one was struck by lightning, and that was a crazy day. So, but anyway, if you are not currently a subscriber to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, comment, hit the like, give me some love. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it certainly helps with the algorithms of all the technology type stuff. And it will end up putting me in kind of a rotation of similar kinds of videos. So I would love to be easily found by others so that they can, hey Lisa, they can join in and learn from whatever I have to teach, get inspired. And all of you always inspire me too. So that is where I'm at. I just want to reach people and craft and just enjoy the community. So hit that like, subscribe, and yeah, comment. So appreciate you being here. Good morning. Playing with new colors again today too. Nice. Liked and shared. Thank you, Beth, for doing that. I truly appreciate that so much. All right, so this is what I have left of my little stash of supplies, which I need to reserve quite a few of these for my swaps I have to mail out. I have like 22 cards to finish. I'll show you kind of a gist of what I got going on there. They're not finished. This is all I have of the family pack of paper that I purchased. So I really have done a lot of crafting with my supplies, and I'm really happy about that. With aside from other little bits and pieces of scraps, I have obviously there's my ribbon hanging out. This is all I have left of the family pack of designer series paper. Doing swaps with the in colors and creating things for displays and all that fun stuff. This is what I have left of the leaf image, and I love the back of this. I am going to try and do something fun with this. I have bits and pieces off to the left of me to use. And this was, I believe, here's some more little pieces of the leaves, and this is the floral and the backside of the floral, but I absolutely love these colors, which I love all the in colors when they come out. It's just, they're Stampin' Up! Is spot on with colors and the backside of that. So that is all I have left of my designer series paper pack. Super awesome. So, all right, this is so this is the set of cards that I had created that day, and I finally did find my piece of, I want to say, why am I saying strawberry slush that was going under there. So these are those cards finished. Simple design. You got the ribbon wrapped around inside. This does allow for you to, let me just grab something real quick. I don't know if I still have all of my little gift cards I had, but it will allow you to stick a gift card in there or whatnot, and a space for you to write your greeting. So, and I kind of just stuck with monochromatic with the white as my neutral and all of that fun stuff. So super easy, and those beautiful, is it timeless? I don't know what they are. Yep, timeless, whatever they are, rectangles, those notes and something, you know what I'm saying, those awesome stitched rectangles that are really super cute. I gotta learn names of things, but that's okay. This was my swap card for Team Swap. I will be recreating it. Thought it was a lot of fun to showcase all the in colors, which we're doing for Team Swaps this month. So I have that, and I'm going to pull in my ink colors. We're going to do first a little ribbon technique, and I'm going to hope that it really turns out, and then we will move on to do a couple other things with some designer series paper scripts that I have set aside. And this, oh, it's already coming apart. It shouldn't do that because it is. So I took some tear and tape, I added it to the back, and then I added strips of ribbon kind of in a sequence, and I wanted the brighter colors. This piece of cardstock, it doesn't matter. It's 5 by 2, but it might get cut down. It might not. Emboss ribbon. So we're going to give it a go and see what happens. So we've got the Eyelet 3D embossing folder, which is a carryover item. It is in the annual catalog. So we're going to play with this, and I want the embossed showing. So I always have to figure that out, and I think it goes this way. So if I place this in here, and I might trim this down. So I've wrapped about 2.5 inch, no, I'm sorry. This is, I said 2 inches by 5, I think. Let's just measure it again. I don't want to misquote. 2.5 inches by 5. And I wrapped about 3¼ inches of ribbon in this sequence around it. So I'm going to line that up in my embossing folder, and we're going to see what happens. I'm not sure it's going to work. It worked with this other person's ribbon, but I don't know the, where's my gray? There it is. So you need base plate 1, base plate 4, your embossing folder. Now this is, it is 3D, and your piece inside. I'm going to run it through and run it back through because I really want it to be embossed. Hopefully it didn't move on me. All right, let's see what happens. Did you know that you could emboss designer series? I'm sorry, ribbon. It's going to be stuck on there because I had tape showing. How incredibly gorgeous is that? Isn't that breathtaking? I'm so in love with the fact that you can do this. Aside from coloring your white ribbons with blends, you can do this. You can stamp on your ribbons. You can heat emboss on your ribbons. I did not know any of this. You can, what was the other thing? I started a list because I want to try all these things. But so you're going to see more techniques with me playing with ribbon, but I thought that was super cool. It actually would be more beneficial to have a adhesive sheet underneath this so it's all stuck down, because these are kind of free flowing. But this is just an awesome technique, and it's really kind of subtle, but it flows with the grain of the embossing folder. So with that, I don't know what else we're going to need our die and stamp cut and emboss machine for. I do want to highlight the fact that that is a great thing to add to your starter kit. You can add that big stamp cut and emboss machine to your starter kit currently, because it is $140 and you can get $165 for $99 during the month of May. So consider that option of getting the starter kit, and that's a huge savings on a stamp cut and emboss machine. So, and then throw in a couple other items, and there you go. So we have this to play with on a card. So I'm just going to set that aside for now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I just wanted to share that technique with you because I thought it was so cool. Okay, so I need a sip of water. I am holding off playing with the Notes and Totes. Thank you, everyone. The Notes and Totes bundle, because I don't think it's currently available. I think it's supposed to be available either this week or the beginning of June. And the sailing one is also got some some things that are kind of on back order, or just unorderable currently. So I'm holding off before I get really into showcasing those two items. But for now, I want to grab, let's kind of take some pieces here that are, here, let's take some scraps. Let's hold off using that stuff yet. We're going to take some scraps, and we've got the speckled scraps. So this is a whole nother thing. You can get all these scraps around, and you can adhere those to something and emboss those together as well. So there's always those options. I just got to find what I'm looking for. I need this one. And do I have a peach one? I said peach. I don't know why that color's not coming to my brain. I do not, because I cut it wrong. So let's find one and trim it. I think it's the back of this. Nope, it's the back of the floral one. All right, not a worry, because I have more, and I am going to cut a sheet of this and get it where I want it. So this is, let's measure these. I think it's 5/8. We're going to trim that down. Probably because I needed a piece that was 5 5/8 for a project I was doing. So we've got all those colors, and let's see what else we have. So we've got those speckled ones. I love the floral. We've got the lined, but I don't know if I cut them all in the right direction. I did. We're just going to pull all these pieces in, and we're going to create some stuff. Yellow. I say yellow. I need to get my colors. Colors are Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, Strawberry Slush, Secret Sea, and Cloud Cover. I also will give you some tips with the cloud cover. I was advised that they spoke about this in the, I don't have the cloud cover ink pad because it's defective. The ink, when combined with the foam padding in the ink pad, ended up pulling, or the chemical reaction ended up making the final stamped image look more gray. So if you do this, this is second generation of that, but I'm understanding if you do this Secret Sea and third generation stamping, and I'll show you, that it will be much closer than what this color looks like. So we'll play along with that just to see how that turns out. In the meantime, let's grab a piece of, I have all this white stuff that I had cut. Oh, here it is. And I'm winging it. So like I said, I don't have a lot of card bases left. So, or card stock. I love the way this, this ends up looking, but I'm out of Tombow with the exception of what's in my little bottle here. I really need to get somewhere and get me some goodies. Not get somewhere and get me some goodies. I need to order some goodies. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make this easy on myself, hopefully. I say that, but we will see. All right, here is some of the adhesive sheet. I'm gonna cut this down. This piece of basic white is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2, because you can get 5 pieces out of a piece of white cardstock, which I'm also running low on. So I'm going to cut that down to the same size. So 4, what did I say? 4 3/4? Yes, 4 3/4 by 3. No, by 3 1/2. Okay. So now we are going to peel back. We don't want to expose all the stickiness. I can miss my nails. There. All right, so we're going to line these up. You hear that? That's a squirrel in my ceiling. Love it. I need to get an exterminator, but you know, I don't have the money for that right now either. All right, so we're lining that up. We're going to keep pulling this back, and we'll go in this sequence that I did here, but I'm going to do something different. Obviously the patterns are not going to line up, and that's okay. Pull back some more. I mean, they could, but I'm kind of flipping and using different ends. It's just a really easy way to already have your adhesive on the piece ready to go. This one next. And this one. Okay, and then I'm just going to set that there. I'm going to trim these off with my paper snips. And then I don't want to ruin what's down here. I actually could put another piece there. Let's take this off. And I'm just going to add a piece of white down below there so that maybe I could stamp a sentiment. Okay, and then we'll trim all that excess off. So I'm not wasting anything. And then this, I'll grab my paper trimmer. And that was just the white piece. So this is still the same size. Okay. Now let's find a sentiment. And I know I'm going to end up pulling in retired stuff, but it's just because it's what I have. So, or I can pull in, let's pull in our Time Beautiful Butterflies. This is a product that is in the current catalog. We could do Let's Celebrate. That would fit perfectly, or Time to Celebrate. That would fit perfectly there. We could do Happy Birthday. Hello. Let's see. Maybe I'll do happy birthday. I really like the bigger one, so let's do it's time to celebrate. And this is already seasoned. Obviously, it's a little bit stained. That's okay. We will. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you being here. Again, if you're not a subscriber, I welcome you, and I would love to have you hit that subscription button if you so choose. I just really appreciate all of you being here and sharing in my creativity. I have blocks that are missing because they have stamps on them. So let me find those because I need them. I have blocks packed for a class, which I will show you that class. I'm just going to remove this stamp for now. Use my block here. All right, so I'm gonna get that on here, and I think I want to stamp that in the color that's at the top. So strawberry slush seems to be my go-to. And we're gonna do some fun with this too. Hopefully. Time to celebrate. Highly recommend using your silicone mat if you haven't already seasoned your stamps, as well as I love to season my stamps with my Versamark. The Versamark really helps that ink stick to the stamp. Okay, so the beautiful butterflies stamp set, and I believe the dies are carryover. I don't think they're a bundle, not sure. I haven't really studied stuff, so there's that, and that's okay. All right, so now we have this, and how cool would it be to grab another embossing folder, because you also can emboss your, let's grab this big one, the biggies. You can emboss sentiments that are stamped. So we're going to get the dotted circle 3D embossing folder. And I want this to look like, okay, a bullseye. So I'll place it right where I want it here. I want that to be in the center. That looks good, I think. We're gonna go with it. I'm gonna pull in my stamp cut and emboss machine again. We're gonna change this out. And get this. Always when you're doing your embossing with your embossing folders, make sure that the binded end, the book end of the seam goes to the inside first. Then I'm going to grab my top plate number 4 for 3D embossing. Run that through. Oh, that doesn't go in there. I'm such a goofball. Put my plate in there. And then you're going to see how cool that looks. Isn't that awesome? So much fun. I'll put this back in here. Really cool. All right, so you've got that. Now, if you wanted to, you could add some ink to these little dots. I don't want to. I just want it to be subtle. I mean, it's not really subtle, but isn't that a super cool effect? All right, so now since we focused on the strawberry slush, let me see if I have strawberry slush that I can mat this on. Looks like I can use this. There's got to be a smaller piece, but I don't think there is. we're good. Okay. I'm just going to mat this on. So this again is 4 3/4 by 3.5. So what I want to do is cut a piece that is 5 by 3 3/4. And that's going to go right on there nicely, like so. So we'll go ahead and adhere that. Now you could do that with dimensionals. I'm going to use my liquid glue. I like to use my Tombow when it comes to, and that's all that's in this precision tip bottle. These bottles are multiple pack of 10 in Amazon. And if you're interested in the link, I do not have an affiliate link, but I can find them and share it in the description of this video. That's something I'd like to do in the future, but I'm not quite sure how to get that set up. So today we just share the link and be happy about it. If you know someone that's an affiliate of Amazon and you want to share some love with them, then you certainly can use their affiliate link. I believe Julie DiMatteo, my upline, Celine Kempton, you could certainly order from her Amazon store, and Rachel Tessman, I believe, as well. And there's probably several others, but there is that. So there's the mat for that. Now we're just going to grab a piece of basic white, which I do not have thick basic white. Friends, I am running out of everything. It's crazy. I haven't done classes in forever, so things are a little interesting in my neck of the woods. I'm loving this. How about all of you? I'm going to actually put this on dimensionals. I've been simmering down with dimensionals lately because, okay, they're all over here, because I found that I don't want to pay the extra shipping when I mail out cards. But now if I'm sending a bulk shipment to one person, I will do all the fun stuff with my swaps. So I'll add extra layers and, you know, dimension and all that stuff, because they go to a bulk in an envelope and in a bulk mailing to one person, and they divide it up and send it back to us. So really simple card. Now I would love to come in and share some of these on here just because they're dots and I think it would look really awesome. So let's take your pick tool and put this lid back on so I don't poke myself. And I'm going to use one of each. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and, do I want to add it to one that's, yep, I do. So I'm going to take the medium size one, and we are going to just randomly find a little circle that it will cover one of the dots. So the one in the middle, the medium size ones. And we'll put this one here. And I got one more. And this one right there. Super cute. So there you go. No need for ribbon. I think that speaks plenty, using the bling, as well as, I love these. These are called 2527 in color flat pearls, and they're kind of iridescent. So super cute. Now, if you don't want to add that extra bulk on those circles, you can certainly put them in between, but there is one awesome card. Love it. All right, so let's move on to another one. Fun. We will create another card using a different folder. Now, maybe our plaid. Let's do the swirly. We'll do So Swirly. I love these big, bad embossing folders when I can get them out of my packet. These ones for my embossing folder are the larger die cut envelopes that we get with the bigger dies, like when the dies come in a pack like this. I reuse them. I trim down part of this where this flap is. So I trim it down and then I label it and I stick the bigger embossing folders in them. Because I like to put my dies on magnetic sheets that I get from Stamp and Storage. I believe you also can get these from scrapbooking.com with these sleeves, but I really like Stamp and Storage. They're really durable. I keep the sheet in here. If ever they retire and I feel like I need to sell or want to sell, I can do that. So there's my little storage tip for that stuff. All right. So we have that, and now we can grab another piece of, now these are thinner, so we're going to go with a thinner piece. These are they? No, they're still 5/8, same size. We are going to grab another piece of that paper, same technique. I had some all ready, and we're going to do reverse order. So we'll go with getting our, oh, my puppy's in here. I'm reaching, sorry. Should have had all this stuff out. We're gonna grab our adhesive sheets again, item 152334. These are in the adhesive section of your, your catalog, or you can search adhesive sheets in the online store. Again, we are cutting this down to 4 3/4 to be the same size as the piece of paper by 3 1/2. I want to save all these bits and pieces. Usually I put them right back in the sleeve. For now, I'm not going to mess with it. I'll just set it aside. Now this is where we can use, I think we'll start with this one and end with this color, because I want to share with you the fact that you can get that color in a different generation of stamping with the, boy, I miss my nails. You have to retrain your brain to not have them, and that's very difficult for me. Plus, I've ripped some because they're so fragile right now. Guarantee I will not be without them very long. Because. All right. Oh, the flowers would have been pretty, but I want to do these kind of different designs because the go-to are the flowers and the leaves for me. All right. Now we will do. Get it where you want it before you stick it down. There's a gap in that one, but that's okay. What I could do, yeah, now keep going. There's so many uses for different adhesives, which is even crazier. I rarely think to emboss even my background. These ideas open up so many ways to use the folders invested in. Yes, and I keep all of my embossing folders. I will reuse them. It doesn't matter to me. I have no prejudice in reusing stuff like that. It's just, I will forever reuse my embossing folders. That is off. There's a little bit of adhesive showing right there, so we're gonna trim this down. Looks like I didn't line things up that great, but we'll be all right. I'll just trim it a little bit. It'll still look good. And why not just trim those off too? Now we got more scraps. All right, so we've got that. Did I actually do that earlier? Is that not funny? Because I can peel this off, and I didn't do that. I added adhesive. Oh no, I peeled it off. I don't know what I was thinking. All right, now I need a piece of, because I want to focus on this color. I just got to find it. There's more adhesive sheets. Maybe I will make this a base since I have several of these. And then I can add what looks really super awesome behind every color is the cloud cover. No. Yes? No. Secrecy. Wow, that was difficult. So, Secret C. I'm going to actually do this a little bit bigger. 5 and 5 1/4 by 4. So it's going to have more of an impact when I see it's kind of bigger that way. I don't know what I was just thinking. But doesn't this peel off now? Did I peel it off the last time? I don't know if I did. I don't think I did. I don't think I want to. I think I just laid it on there. What a goof. Because peeling it off might create a headache for me. Let's try it. What do you got to lose, right? It's just paper. You can order more. Yeah, that's what you got to lose. So don't do that. Leave it be. Okay, I got a stamp down here, which I should have stamped beforehand. So this one we can take and do, I know I'm trying not to use new stuff that you guys can't get your hands on at the moment, but let's just use the same stamp, right? I already stamp off. That's fine, I don't need that. All right, so we want to play. So let's bring in our grunged up whatcha-jiggy. Find our Secret C, and let's see which one. Yeah, Secret C, I love it too. Very versatile. I agree. So first generation, Secret C. Second generation, a little lighter. I still think that's better. I think I still like the second generation because I end up doing that. Let's try it again. Pressing too hard. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can see it. So let's grab, just so we can really see. Yeah, I think people are right. The third one is definitely on point. It's very light, but I think just on plain white without this graphic, the grid on the back would look nice. So let's go for it. It's just a card, right? Prototype. So we are going to stamp this, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3. Kind of messed it up a little. I don't think I could get it placed in line either. But you know what I could do? If I just did, that would be a miracle. Good enough. I wiggled it, but looks pretty lined up. We're going to go with it. Or I could remove it and add another piece there. But we're good. Okay, this is going to go on here. And then we're going to emboss. And I'm going to emboss both layers. So there's another technique. So we're going to grab, I'm going to grab the seal. I feel like I did this wrong earlier, but leave it right on there. I think I meant to I put it on, I don't know what I did. Either way, that needs to be trimmed. Hold tight. Scissors, scissors, found them buried. Just got some adhesive sheet hanging out there that I don't want hanging out there. Do you see it? What is your favorite picnic food? I'm asking all kinds of questions. All right, so that's on there. I don't think it's supposed to be that way, but I think I messed it up. No one's gonna know what's laying underneath, right? Right. Let's grab this. And we are going to, now that I got everything covered, get our So Swirly. And there's embossed and debossed. And I'm going to go that way. Oh, that needs a little shim because that's not 3D. Hang on. You don't use your gray plate, I don't believe. This is where I struggle. Okay, I don't think it's this. Oh, sure it is. And we're gonna make it work. I don't think it's supposed to. I should read directions. Shoo, muscle power. And I went backwards, just like I told you not to. That's super cool. All right. Yeah, it is supposed to do. Okay. I didn't do anything I wasn't supposed to, I guess. All right, we'll put these aside. I think using a darker color would have been more beneficial because it's very hard to see the words, but that's really cool. Super cool. And now we have a full piece of this, and this is going to be our card base. And I'm going to trim it down to 4 1/4. And I like using my Simply Score tool for my scoring. Score that at 5 1/2. So we got 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. We will grab our bone folder. Sure we will. Friends, I really was organized before I started. I just got excited. Okay, this can go here. Now we have just a little bit of a border, and I think this time I am going to use, do I want to use? I do. Ribbon, ribbon, ribbon. And we're going to go with cloud cover. And we'll use this card base. I'm going to come around here. I'm going to add cloud cover right there. And then we're going to do something fun with it after that. So let's cut a strip that is going to tuck around this layer. So probably about 5 1/2 inches, 6 inches, 6 inches. We're going to go with roughly. All right. And we're going to come in here. And I need to wrap it around. And I don't really, yes, wrap it around kind of over. I want to do that. Almost to the edge of the layer, the last layer of the strawberry slush. So you've got that. Not embossed, that's okay, because we're going to do something else with it. And let's lay this one flat, because we're going to add some extra bulk using more ribbon. Like that. I'm going to grab just a tiny piece of this ribbon, maybe about 4 inches. And I'm going to feed this through this side because that's not adhered down. And if it was long enough, you could certainly tie a bow. I am just going to tie a little bit of a knot. Maybe. Maybe I need a little bit more room with ribbon, but my ribbon's only going to go so far until I have to buy some more. So we've got that. I'm going to trim the ends just to angle them like so. And there's that. It's a way for you to make it look like you tied a knot, but you didn't necessarily. Add that as a knot, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, then we'll come in again with some pretty gems. I have to save some of these, so we will use the itty bitty ones, and I'm just going to add them around the colors that they belong to. Because why not use them, because they're beautiful. And one more. So this one can go over here. So we've got all those. We've got some ribbon, we've got it adhered, and then let's grab another piece of that basic white that I cut all those pieces down to 4 3/4. It's got a googer on it, a glue googer. 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. There's the inside of our card. So you have that. Time to celebrate. You could stamp in there happy birthday. Certainly would be good to lay it in there without being crooked. So there's that. Hi Ada, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you joining in. If you're new to my channel, where are you from? If you've been here before, thank you for rejoining us. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel as well if you haven't already. So I'm just showing some techniques with embossing. Once you've put all your layers down, even the sentiment. This is 3rd generation of the new color Secret Sea in order to get the similar color of the cloud cover, because we don't have that ink pad. I won't invest because I can see that I can get that color by stamping off. And then we've also embossed ribbon. So I thought that was a great technique. So we have these 2 cards, just a recap. And what else can we do real quick with something fun? Something fun. we've got these pretty elements. I wonder how nice that would look. Got that. I'm not sure what to do with this. I think I'm just gonna save it for a minute and think about that. Let's go ahead and what else can I share? There's got to be something. Let's come up with one more project. Actually, let's figure out how to use this. We could, I think it would look great on here, accompanied by the floral. So we're going to cut the floral down. So this is going to go on a card base, which I'm sure I don't have enough of this pink color. Strawberry slush. I keep messing myself up. All right, strawberry slush. This is going to be, again, now this is 2.5 inches by 5. So I'm going to make this our top layer to our card. So 4 by 5 1/4. And we can, I think I have smaller strips of this instead of using a whole panel. Maybe not. Maybe I already used it on something. I really don't have a lot of paper left. I love that I'm using my stuff. All right, we're going to take a piece of this and I just want to line it here, but I want it to kind of go partially under this piece. So let's cut this down to, I'm just going to go with 2 inches because, or do I want to do 1.5? I'll do 2 inches. So I'll have a 2-inch strip. Two-inch strip by, now if this is 5, this is 5 inches. I want to go less than 5, so I'm going to do 5.5. We got more scraps. So 2 by 5.5, and this will, now I could use either or. And I think I just want to stick with the flowers because I think they're beautiful. Also, this is my last roll of seal. Definitely got to do some shopping. That won't be too hard, right? All right, so I want the same amount of border, which it's crooked. So before it really sticks, which it already did, now we're gonna have to leave it. We didn't have to leave it, it's crooked. I don't like that, but it's going to peek out from under there. So we'll have that strip. So let's adhere this. That's why I'm being frugal with my Tombow as well, because my Tombow is low. Because I like to use Tombow with my embossing pieces. So we embossed that. Got a little peak of flowers here. And let's grab a white card base because we have those handy. And again, this will be 11 by 4 1/4. Aw, thanks, Maggie. I'm hoping people would like them. So we don't need to really add any more ribbon to this. I am going to pop this up. So we'll find our dimensionals again. Good thing I have a whole stash of them over here. Oh, all right. We love, this is so satisfying when you get to the end of a sheet of dimensionals and you can just cut it and use what's around the edges. Oh, it's so satisfying. I won't use all of it though. I do have plenty of dimensionals. All right. I'm kind of hoping that the wind has calmed down. I would love to go for a walk since it's shining outside. I wasn't going to today, but kind of got ahead of the game with some things yesterday with the raininess. Now with this one, we are going to use, my eyes are playing tricks on me today. It's folded a little crooked, so I don't want you to see that. So I'm going to try and fix that. Okay. We are going to grab those awesome, yummy glitter. These are strawberry slush and pretty and pink gems. And we'll use some of these on this card since I need the other ones for my other cards. So we're just going to take some of the little ones and I'm going to add them to the center of the flowers and some of the eeny, meeny, miny, mo. There, 3 of those. Actually, I'm going to use more. We use a lighter color up here. And I like to do odd numbers, so let's grab one more and do one right there. There. Oh, we need a sentiment. Huh, a card without a sentiment? Let's find one. I just found one. One that's already stamped. And it is in with my wonderful stuff that I'm going to recreate that card. But for now, because I know I have more of these, I'm going to take this You Deserve the Best, and I'm going to place that right there. So that will just get some liquid glue in my precision tip bottle. And I'll put it here. Actually, I'll put it right in the middle of that. I don't know where I want it, but that's where it's going. It's not going to stick. It will. Just let it dry. It's because it's on that ribbon. I don't know if that's really where I wanted it, but that's okay. That's where it is now. So there is that card. We've done some fun embossing techniques. We embossed our ribbon and we added embossing to where we've already stamped and little pieces of designer series paper. And again, these were the other cards that we created a week or so ago. And I didn't finish because I was recovering from my illness. And this is my team swap card. So you'll see this in another video. So I am so excited that you're here. If you have any questions about any of the products that I've used, please reach out to me. There are ways to reach out to me. I'm going to flip the camera back around. Linked here on my YouTube channel. You also can find me on the Facebook. I have a Facebook group and a Facebook page that's called Let's Caffeinate and Create. And I share stuff there as well. On Thursday nights, I am sticking to a Thursday night schedule of the Creativity Made Easy, which usually focuses on kits, as well as creating alternates from kits or simple, easy layouts so that you can create on the, when you need something quick, you're able to create without having to, the stuff is easily replicatable. So I truly hope that you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you so much for being here. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you Thursday, probably on Facebook. Again, I'm going to post all the details. So look for a post here on YouTube as well as Facebook, where I'm going live, when I'm going live, and anything extra will be pre-recorded and a bonus. So for now, enjoy the remainder of your weekend. I hope you find some time to craft. Enjoy time with family and friends if you have time for that as well. Many Stampin' Blessings. I will see you all again very soon. Bye for now.